This video is about a question that comes up quite often, and that question is, can you beat anxiety and anxiety disorders with meditation? Meditation is a fantastic support for building and maintaining great mental health, but it doesn't replace the work you have to do to overcome any mental illness. It doesn't replace the work you have to do to overcome an anxiety disorder. If you spend your entire day engaging in compulsions and you're constantly trying to cope with and check on and control and judge and avoid triggers and stop stress and do all sorts of things that contribute to an anxiety disorder, but you also meditate, you will only be a person with a progressively worsening anxiety disorder who also happens to meditate. For me, meditation was an incredible support on the journey of recovery from several different mental illness diagnoses. But it was great for practicing the skills that I needed on that journey of recovery. It was great for learning that I'm not my thoughts and learning how to put separation between all the stuff going on inside of me and who I really am. It was a phenomenal way to practice being in the present, to not constantly be worrying about the past or catastrophizing about the future. Meditation was a phenomenal way to practice feeling whatever it was that I was feeling, whether that was anxiety or any other feeling or experience that I didn't like. So it was great for practicing that and then not reacting in all the unhealthy coping behaviors that I would have reacted with in the past, and all of those behaviors that end up getting classified as the vast variety of mental illness diagnoses that you can get diagnosed with. Remember that anxiety disorders are all about trying not to feel things that we don't like. And in that process of trying not to feel things that we don't like, we do all sorts of things that actually cause those feelings more. If you approach meditation like a compulsion, so just another thing that you're going to do to try to get rid of anxiety, it's only going to worsen the anxiety disorder, because that's what an anxiety disorder is all about. Meditation is not a sedative. It is not a quick fix. In many ways, learning how to meditate is all about learning how to feel things. It is completely possible to get over anxiety disorders, but building great mental health and fitness is just like building great physical health and fitness. It's a practice, and it requires big changes throughout your life. One of those big changes is going to be changing your relationship with anxiety. If you always avoid sweating, eventually everything will make you sweat. And if you always avoid anxiety, eventually everything will make you anxious. Getting over anxiety disorders is not about not feeling anxiety. It's about learning how to feel anxiety so we feel anxiety much less. It's like Thich Nhat Hanh says, if you learn how to suffer, then you suffer much less. If something is causing pain in your life, you can do things to get rid of that pain, but it's far more useful to change the thing that's causing the pain. If you're experiencing anxiety at work or at school or in relationships, there are changes you can make in your interactions with the people or the environment when you're having those experiences. Or if it's internal, it has to do with the urges and feelings and thoughts that you're having, there are changes you can make in how you interact with all of that internal experience. Anxiety is a symptom. It's a type of pain. It's signaling that there's a problem, but it is not the problem. Sometimes we experience anxiety because of things we do to ourselves. And sometimes we experience anxiety because things in our environment attack us. So when we do things to ourselves that cause anxiety, I always describe it as a bit like hitting ourselves in the face with a hammer. Maybe we like swinging the hammer at our face, but we don't like the consequences of that. And then when we're out in the environment, I always describe that as kind of being out wandering around in the jungle and then suddenly a lion comes up and bites onto your arm and attacks you. Right? Both of those experiences are extremely painful. And you could do things to try to get rid of that pain. You could try taking some medication, or you could try distracting yourself. You could try meditation. Any other number of things. And they all might work, or none of them might work at all. If they do work, if they do help take away the pain, that could actually make things worse. If a lion attacks you and it starts chewing on your arm and you take something to get rid of that pain and suddenly you think, okay, everything's okay now, I'm not bothered by this lion chewing on my arm now. Well, the lion's gonna keep chewing on your arm, and then it's gonna start eating other parts of your body. And you may experience even more pain as it starts moving around your body, and you could do even more things to distract yourself from that pain. But eventually what's going to happen is that lion is going to eat up your life. The same is true when it comes to anxiety disorders. If we're using something like meditation to distract ourselves from the real problem and just relieve the pain, well, that problem is going to grow. and grow and become worse. And then meditation isn't helping us. Then meditation is causing more harm to us and potentially more harm to the people around us. Meditation is great for meditation, but it doesn't replace learning how to ride lions or learning how to stop hitting yourself in the face with a hammer.